Hi, it's Matt Cook here, manifestation coach with a huge mission to help as many people from around the world manifest their best life. So if you're new here, welcome to my channel. If you haven't done so already, I'd really appreciate it if you subscribe and like this video so I can impact as many other people who might be interested in specifically what I'm going to talk about and dive into in today's video. So I'm going to talk about something that's really close to my heart, something that I think will really impact your life, and something that I believe so many people are unaware of but should be aware of. And that's the reason for your being, or let's say your purpose in life. Now, if I said to you very simply, do you know what your purpose in life is? Are you clear on your purpose statement? How would you honestly answer that question? Because, 4 years ago, I couldn't have answered that myself. Most people think that their purpose in life is to work hard, climb the corporate ladder, or be successful in their online business or traditional business, or provide for their family, provide for the people that are closest to them. And of course, that's super important. But is it actually your reason for being? Is it your purpose, let's say? Now, I want to share a story with you right now about how I derived my purpose and the journey that I went on to actually explore that. And I'm going to share some practical tips with you and recommendations for you as well. So I personally coach people from all around the world, and I always talk about the power of manifesting from soul's purpose rather than ego, right? There's nothing wrong with having material possessions in our life and material things that we're looking to desire. However, whenever we're looking to manifest from ego, you can never satisfy ego. Whereas when you manifest from purpose, there's so much more depth to that. So in July 2017, my mother sadly passed away from cancer. She was 51 years old. And one of the last conversations I had with her while she was lying in a hospice was basically around the lines of making sure I lived my best life, traveled the world, made memories, had lots of laughter and fun with my wife, because she was sharing that from her perspective, being in a hospice with only a few weeks left to live. And for a good year, that final conversation was just ringing in my ears. And at the time, I was in a very corporate job here in the UK, selling property as an estate agent. And I was under a lot of stress and pressure in that particular job a year after she passed. And at the time, I was suffering from quite a lot of anxiety. I remember having a tight chest, I think because of the stress and the workload. I was the youngest manager in that company at the time. And all I did was sort of just work hard and, really work for the next target or the next sort of pay rise, or, that was just the way of life. But I knew that, I had this conversation with my mother, and she said that I should be trying to live my best life, but I felt trapped, right? I felt that my purpose was to just keep working harder so I could keep providing for my wife and eventually, my family and my children. So my wife's grandmother suggested that I had reflexology for the first time. She knew that I was going through this hard particular period at work, and that I was under stress and I was anxious and I had this tight chest, and I went along with it. She kindly offered to pay, and I'd never had reflexology before. And when I was lay there with the therapist, the first thing he asked me, he knew my name. He said, "So Matt, tell me who you are." And I simply answered and said, "I'm 26. I'm the youngest manager in my company. I've worked for that company for 8 years." And he said, "Can I just stop you there, Matt? I didn't ask what you did for a living. I asked who you are." And that hit me like a train. I genuinely couldn't answer that question. Who am I? And I think we all associate ourselves with sort of what we do for a living, or how we should show up to other people. And I was quite literally hiding behind that sort of armor, that corporate armor. And that was like the start of my spiritual awakening. I had to try and find the answer to that. And that led me down YouTube videos. It led me down other routes to try and establish who I am and how I could even figure that out. And into 2019, I eventually invested in some life coaching. I flew out to Toronto in the summer of 2019. I attended an event called Pinpoint Your Purpose to try and really establish who I am. And long story short, it was derived through my childhood and my upbringing, just sort of, whether there was any trauma, whether I learned any skills from that. But quite simply, for you watching this right now, Your purpose is a combination of your skills and your talents, what you're good at in life, or what other people come to you for advice for example. The second thing is, well, what do you love to do? What are your passions? What could you do over and over again? What are you drawn back to? What could you almost do with forgetting about eating or drinking? What do you do where time just passes by? What do you do that you just love? And then thirdly, what does your world need more of? The people that are closest to you, how could you contribute to those people in your world to have a real positive impact? And that's your legacy. So your purpose is derived via your skills and your talents, your love and your passion, and the legacy that you want to leave behind. What wording would you almost want to be read out at your funeral, for example? Deep, I know, but true. What legacy do you want to leave behind? Is it what you're doing right now? Or do you want to have more of an impact? Do you want to help and support others? Do you want to be there to care for others, teach others, nurture others? What impact do you want to have? Because I think the meaning of life, when you can wake up every day and know you're doing something from purpose, it's so much more powerful. And I'm going to share with you right now what my purpose in life is and how I help my clients through one-to-one sessions, understand exactly what theirs is. So here's mine. My name is Matt, and my purpose in life is to happily help and support others in their pursuit to secure their best life, so they're filled with hope, believing they have the courage to persist to achieve it. So everything I do is in purpose, whether it's my manifestation coaching, whether it's a YouTube video, a TikTok video, whether it's anything I do, because who I am, my being, my state of being, my personality is helping others create their best life. And I won't do anything unless it's in line with purpose. So if you want help getting your purpose, reach out to me. There's tons of resources where I can help you. Head over to my website. The links are down below in my bio if you want to reach out to me and ask me questions directly. There are resources all over the internet, but I cannot recommend enough putting in the work and the time and the effort to establish your purpose in life, because trust me, it is so worth it. Thanks so much for watching this video. Again, please like it, share it, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And I look forward to seeing you in another video soon. Take care.